Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. They're not working. Hi guys, I'm back. Lucky you. I've been decorating. Let's start downstairs. The basement still doesn't have anything really in it, but it now has two separate entrances, depending on which side of the house you drive up on. And a door on a third side. My little office space here. My little sleep room. And upstairs is the workroom. Kind of spiffy, huh? We're not going to be rearranging anything immediately, so I think we can pull out the sniper rifle Jabal Spit Dart to replace the construction tool on the belt. So I have plans. It is sandy, and it gets everywhere. Thank you, Anakin. I have a plan. I need some more complex machinery, and that's the place I like to farm it from. Not too much in the way of opposition. Like 30 or 40 complex machinery out of it. It is really sandy. It is all beach, no water. After that, I've got a quest in that general vicinity, a contract that I'll be taking care of, and then I'll be heading north into a couple of areas where I haven't been on this character, with the intent of sending out a probe to map those two areas. After that, well, let's see. That guy's house is floating in midair. Interesting trick. These people gonna shoot at me? Yes, yes they are. He's still coming? He is. Let's see. Can't punish him for that. He wants to keep coming. Oh, they've got shields, so. Oh, we got him. The poison killed him. I hope he's learned a valuable lesson from this. Not sure what the valuable lesson is, but, you know. I will suck his juice. With a machine. I use the machine to remove his blood. It's not like I'm actually, you know, doing anything. Hey, that is pretty weird, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, that's pretty solidly weird. Sip a little water from the catch pockets. I got through my shields. I do not appreciate that. I could have sworn I saw a good... Oh, there's the goodie box. And the ID band that we need to get into the next place. I do like to keep my healings completely up to date. Why give him an extra chance or two to make me unhappy if I can just heal all the way up? And snipe from a distance. Got him. Well, they stunned me, but I permanently stunned them. Little extra iron. Really could use more copper, but I'll take a little bit of iron here. Sometimes you just gotta suck a person's blood away. Mechanical methods, though, the old-fashioned way is just so crude. Alright, now hopefully the machine parts have respawned. They have! There was much rejoicing. Okay, some rejoicing. Maybe not much. Much is a mistake. Getting some flour sand. We're mostly here for the complex machinery parts. But we'll also take any ingots that just happen to be sitting around, any other bits and pieces that we can make use of. We'll leave the iron. That's it out of that? Well, that's disappointing. I was definitely hoping for more in the way of complex machinery. What would we get? Only 19? Most of the time I come out of here with like 30 or 40. Talking about any aspect of water reclamation on Dune is fraught with entendre. Yes, kind of. Whoosh, I can fly! Sort of. It's not really flying. You know, that would be unlikely. Is there another level up here that I haven't been to previously? That would be interesting. Pardon me as I monkey bar across. No, there is not a I say no, but it looks like there's another higher level, so we'll go up. Aha! He says. Okay, not much. A couple of solares and some flour sand. That's pretty much the actual roof. Okay. All right, next up, we're going to be heading due west to about here and then over there. No, these red spots are drum sand and or quicksand. They're bad. Quicksand does what quicksand does in the movies in real life in this game. And drum sand is ringing the dinner bell for Shai Hulud. Ever had that dream where you can jump really high, far and long, and it feels like flying? Yes, I used to get that quite a lot. I can remember it particularly dreaming that I was back in elementary school and that I could hold my jacket out behind me. And when there was a couple of slopes on the school grounds where I would be able to catch the wind and glide, which is a pretty specific memory, but yes, exactly what you described. Oh, stop shooting at me, you jerks. I didn't do anything to you, although I may have killed you numerous times in the past. I didn't do anything this time to you. Nor you. Oh my god. These people are the worst neighbors ever. Oh, that's not an ideal use of cover. Copper. I need more copper. So, we stop for copper today. Haven't had that kind of dream for years. Always such a tantalizing one to wake up from. Yeah, I haven't had it for years either, but obviously, given the enthusiasm with which I just described, the one I used to have, is that more copper? No, that's granite. You can tell it made quite an impression on me. I had it a number of times as a kid. I believe this is where we're going. It is indeed. Locate a cache of, like, stolen stuff from thieves, something like that. Yeah, it wasn't like I could magically fly. It was like I had discovered the way to turn my jacket into a glider. Well, we'll get out here. Put away the trike. They call it a sand bike, but it's got 3 treads. Come on, that's a bike. We'll turn on our shield. And we'll remove the personal markers. It clutters up the display. That's a player house, I think. Got iron and iron. Iron, I've got a plenty. Need more copper. Copper's a lower tier crafting material, but I'm a bit low. It does show up in this map, but or this area of the map, but with not much in the way of frequency. Yeah, it's a player house. Any game with grappling hook, always a winner. You can't go wrong with grappling hook. Whoop. That was cheap, I know, and I'm fine with that. Sorry, dude. Sucks to be you. Sorry. He was just in my way. He wasn't even like the thing I'm looking for. which is apparently below me and 122 meters away. Another player house, I do believe. Alright, above me and 100 meters away. I don't know what it is. Locate a cache of stolen goods? No, that's not the one I'm looking for right now, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Cache of stolen goods. Go into sneaky mode. Where is he? Come on, I saw him there. There he is. Knee to the head. Flying knee to the head, actually. Those are the supplies. Completed. Failed to find the item. What? Jerks. Contact the issuer. We've got a cave up above. Well, I mean... Discovered the stash. Level 32, ding! Alright, come on. I know you want to play. Got some copper in there. One down. Okay, they're all dead. I think I'm full. My blood sacks. My blood sacks are 100% full. I can't suck no more. Nothing else over here. Disappointing. We want more fat loot, please. Come on, this place is called the Stash. It should have a, like, metric shit ton of loot. Not much of a stash, really. Kind of an embarrassing stash. That's it? Jeez. I need to start killing a better class of bandit. Right, I think I can contact the issuer of the contract from... It's called Stealing from Thieves. Oh my god, they just have... This is such garbage. Stealing from Thieves. Contact... there we are. A new one. Eliminate Kirab bandits. Eliminate 4. Want to bet that those were just Kirab bandits? No, apparently not. It should be a little bit further north. Okay, there. That's where we're going next, then. Our leader Johns have got a little space for water. We can go ahead and get a little more water for our leader Johns. You know, it's not very good collecting time. It's poor dew harvest time, but I filled my leader Johns up, so worth. We need to kill 4 Kirab banditos. Must resist obvious puns. Why? I never do. If I have a decent opportunity for a pun, there'll be no survivors. I feel people need to be punished. I also needed some plant fibers. What are we currently at? Weight-wise, 100. We're almost full on weight again, or volume, I guess, technically. It says volume. I think it's more representative of weight. All right, we're looking for Kirab banditos. I need to kill 4 of them right in the head. Doesn't have to actually be in the head, but, you know, if I can get right in the head, that would be good. I need some plant fiber so I can make some rugs to fancy up my house. Be fluid sack sucking puns a minute with this game. That's true. Well, my sacks are full. See? Told you. Something's blowing up in there, and it's not me. Don't know if it's another player or some weird interaction or something. I assume it's another player, but I don't know that for sure. Kaboom. Some good sucking in dem sacks? Sure was. Oof. Okay. Don't even give me a chance to start playing. That is got to be the other player then. Him. I've got 2. Credit for 2 kills. I'll take half credit, you know. I'm helping another player. We're defeating evil bandits. We're forces of good. Oh, I did get the kill. Ha, 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 ha. And the kill. I'll accept the contract. Looking for leaders. A tad aggressive? There's nothing wrong with it. Yes, community-based. We're working together to exterminate the bad guys. Scour the Suk Alusis Thieves Market for information. The Suk Alusis. Looking for leaders. Well, that's over there. I'm sure he didn't mind a little assistance, as there were a lot of them and one of him. And certainly, I didn't mind helping because I was in no danger and could get credit for the kills. Everybody's happy, especially me. But I believe that there is some intel in here, and I would like the intel. There's the intel. And that's all I wanted from here was intel. Well, and I got 4 kills, so.
Identify yourself.
Whoop. Another one. It's okay. I'm just coming through. Don't mind me. Got what I wanted. Bye, guys. It's been great. Have a nice night. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Or do. I honestly don't care. Really, that went about as optimally as it conceivably could. It is prime water gathering time, and my leader johns are already full. It just feels like a lost opportunity. That's all. All right, is that the one I need? I think it is. It is. That is the stash. We've already been in there. The hollow hammer, we've been in there. It is below us, so. How are we doing on space and stuff? We are nearly full of on stuff and space. Well, then our third part of our plan will not be going into place immediately. Let's see. It's still below us. It's on the other side of these rocks. Sunrise is a-comin'. I'm sure it'll be another beautiful, clear day. Hot enough to boil a monkey's bum. Alright, this is Scour the Suk Alusis Thieves Market. Thieves Market sounds like I could go in there and chat with them. What do you think the odds are that that's the case? He's dead. You know, that doesn't exactly look like the market. But it might be the entry to the market. In which case, sorry about your guard. I'm looting him. Come get some.
I got you.
No, this isn't the market. This is a completely independent location of bad people. Wait, what? No, that's Marzaba's head. Where's the thieves' market? over there. Okay. Multiple cycles. Multiple dead bodies. One not dead body, presumably a player. All right, that's presumably the way in for normal people. That's just a light. That's not like loot or anything. No, that was too much mass. We're looking for something. Both of us. I don't see anybody. Easier with two by far. Oh, it's big. There could be a bunch of people in here. I need to drop some crap. Iron ore. Iron ore, I can always get more. We're looking for something specific. I really do wish that they would give us a little more information on where we might find it rather than just running around in circles until we do. I'm scouring and I ain't finding shit, boys. Have we got any information on the HUD? Looks like it should be out in this direction, but who can tell? Alright, they're killing. We headed in theoretically the right location? Yeah, this is theoretically the right direction. My biggest fear about this is at some point the mobs all respawn and I get murdered. Oh, we've got an ID badge. That is usually, that was blue. Well, here's the blue entry. This is usually what you've got to find. Well, that wasn't much. That was the blue, right? Is there another? Please? More stuff? I don't want to have to do this a second time. It seems to me that these are just a little bit unnecessarily complicated. How are we doing? Well, we should be at the place where we're looking for. I feel parched. Oh, okay. I can take care of that. I don't feel parched anymore.
Yes, it is the fourth trial that unlocks the Chris knife.
Ah, we thought so, right?
Yep. Yeah, I see it here in my research. Got a lock on it, so you don't need to research it. Just the thing itself will unlock it.
It should be 80 meters in this direction. 60. 40. And up. It should be right above me. And above still. Above. Below a little. Should be. About here? Read. That's it. Find a second recruitment ad. Alright, it's down here. Right there. And what's next? Contact issuer. Alright, we can do that from outside. Thank you. We'll now get the hell out of Dodge. Not like those were easy to find or anything. My God. The Pharaoh's sandal might be sweaty. The bottom of the Pharaoh's sandal. How about that? That's got to be dry. Come on, come on, come on. Get me out of here. We need to head a, can't go quite perfectly east on account of bad sand. We can now. Due east. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Sorry. Not actually sorry, but you understand. Alright. That is flour sand, which is used for making silicone blocks, but a big open space. I'd rather not get caught out in the middle of nowhere with Shai Hulud deciding, Lensburger's on the menu. I have not yet been eaten by Shai Hulud. One of my friends that I'm playing with who is in channel in chat. So if you hear someone talking, it's one of my friends. I have a couple of friends who are currently in chat. He got eaten for the first time today. Got a worm tooth, which you can use to make a crisp knife, which does 20 times more damage than a regular knife, but because it's unfixed, it breaks. So disappointing. Oh, fine. We'll put you away. Because we're almost home. There's home. Home, sweet home. Whee! Honey, I'm home. I mean, I do have enough space, I think, to deposit all the blood. Maybe. Maybe not. Nope, I can't quite deposit all of my blood. No, I did, just barely. However, none of it's going to get transferred until I can make some more water cisterns, which is why I needed the copper. We can now swap our sniper gun back in for our construction tool. Let's put away the stuff that we've got. This is my house. I redid it. This is the workroom. Got my office here and my bedroom here. Downstairs is a garage with 2 exits in case I need to, hurry away. Quick deposit, all kinds of stuff. And more stuff. What stuff did not get? Ah, that's right, the melange food. Oop, there must be a storm going on. Or Shai Hulud just went by. That's the melange spiced food. The fuel cells, we can split those and drop those off into a couple of my generators. There we go. The only things we've got left are things, well, for the most part anyway. Wow, we capped out our light darts. 1,000 light darts is the cap, actually. And the rest of it will get salvaged. There are Frank Lloyd Wright and Tatooine. Nice references. Actually, I would say my friend's place next door is more Frank Lloyd Wrighty. I'll show you. I mean, it isn't falling water type Frank Lloyd Wright, but I would say that is more Frank Lloyd Wrighty than mine. Mine is still pretty much just a big cube on top of a couple of storage space for, the garage. All right, we needed to salvage the salvageables. Recycler. That is one thing to recycle. 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 And is that everything? Couple of mechanical parts. Parts is parts, There we are. We need to talk to the issuer. I believe that was here. Payback. Yeah, this proves there are several well-known Kirab leaders at Mirzba, just like I thought. But wait, one of these recruiting ads is from Drott. It was Drott's gang that killed my partners. This feels like the second luckiest day of my life. I want that bastard dead. If you can kill Drott, not only will I have my personal revenge, but his death is sure to cause a power struggle among his gang. With any luck, the infighting and backstabbing will lead to the other gangs as well. Kirab killing Kirab sounds pretty good to me. I have to kill Drott at Southview. The game style, they've given the building elements a bit of design language. Yeah, they've got Ding 34. Completed the contract? Really? Payback? No, I have not killed him yet. Dropping Drott. Yeah, there are... I'll show you. So, you've got the basics of all the building components you start with. They've got basic furnishings, decorations, and stuff. They have the Atreides items, which give an Atreides feel to things. Then they have the Chome Shelter and the Chome Facilities, which are very similar but not identical. And presumably they'll be adding more.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
There's a large sandstorm. I will not be leaving until the sandstorm blows by. Let's see. I need to make more copper ingots. And the water is full. I don't have much in the way of iron, but we'll make those two. And no, we don't have enough iron to make much in the way of steel. Oh, we're almost out of carbon. Okay, well, we're heading in that direction anyway, so we'll be getting carbon shortly. It takes water to make iron or steel. Blade Runner in the desert vibes. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have... I mean, certainly some of the design, because Blade Runner was a weird combination of hyper modern with old fashioned, and certainly some of this fits both of those. Some of the visual design. Right, we got everything taken care of here. What was I making next? I think occasionally. Not that often, really. Yeah, not that often. We had Weapons of War in here somewhere. Weapons of War 1. Where the hell is Weapons of War? Is it listed in here? Alright, that's dropping Drott. This is Imperial Testing Station number 10. A not fun place. You subscribed? Thank you very, very much. Amazing ideas for your channel. Yeah. Right. Atreides Tolliver. I have to kill 10 slavers. That's the 5th trial. I join a house we're working on. All right, weapons fab we've made. Research the artisan Kinjal. How much damage would the artisan Kinjal do? That is here in steel products. The artisan Kinjal. Oh, that's the artisan Dirk. That's the artisan Kinjal. 16.4 damage per whack, and I'm currently doing 10 something? Yeah, so I believe I will research. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. That seems like a good thing to make. Blade parts, I have more than enough. Plant fiber, I am low on plasteel microflora fiber, but I have enough. Plenty of iron. We're gonna make that right here, right now. Standard Kinjal, nope. Did I not just learn? The artisan Kinjal? Did I not just learn? Oh, it is the standard Kinjal. I thought it was the artisan. Where's the artisan Kinjal? Down there. And I just used all my steel microflora fiber. Well, at least now I know the recipe, but I need plasteel microflora fiber. I need 8 of them. You see, if you don't read closely enough, you see what happens? Yeah, bad things, man. Bad things happen. All right, the inventory is back to its usual state, give or take. Yeah, it is for me pretty much always the way. Yeah, sadly. All right, we've got enough for another one. Let's see. It'll go here, but we want a nice row facing in towards each other, you know. We don't want them to feel alone. We want them to feel like they've got friends who they can rely on. We have enough for another? We've got enough for another. The minute you stop hoarding, you need the damn thing. That is entirely correct. Or you never need it. I've joked in the past about getting to the end of a role-playing game, and I have 150 healing potions left because I never used them.
Well, that's fun.
You say fun, but I don't think that's what you mean. I'm going
If you don't clear out the inventory of a fabricator and you let it keep on fabricating, you just lose the pieces and resources that it made.
It doesn't just stop?
Nope.
How many did you make?
I made 2 more sand trike tracks and the inventory to the tune of about so that's 33 iron ore that I lost.
So you can default those out into a
if you go
container.
if you go to the top, you have multiple items. If you collect each, they should pop up in place.
Yep. Yeah, I collected everything.
Oh.
But the problem was I had also fabricated a bunch of other stuff and I just kind of left it in the inventory because I wasn't ready to grab it. And then I started fabricating each of the pieces of the bike. So I mean, it's not like it was a massive loss. It's just like I'm waiting for all the ore to fucking manufacture, so it's taking a while.
So I should now be able to harvest a whole bunch of water because it's ideal.
That shouldn't happen. It should stop if the storage is full.
Absolutely. So I just gathered over 2 liters of water just that fast. And we have filled up our liter johns that fast. If we've got time, we'll run back, we'll dump what water we've got, and we may be able to finish filling them up again. This is why water, the dew collection during the optimal time is really good. Because water is no longer really a problem for me right now until I get to higher tiers of stuff. Which will require a lot more water and so on. Give me just another minute of harvesting water. It's free water. It's still optimal time. be optimal for much longer, though. Alright, this area is tapped out. I think this area is tapped out as well. And this area is almost tapped out.
Can I trigger my guns?
Almost 4 liters of water from those 3 little patches. So we've got some water in the leader, John. Let's put away the iron ore that we just nabbed. Yep. Make some more iron ingots. We need more carbon ore. We're going to make more steel. We are going to be heading to a place where there's plenty of carbon, so we will be getting that. Okay, because we're going to head here, and then north, and then around, following the line all the way over to here, which is the Jabal Efrit al-Garb, and then over here, the eastern shield wall. The reason is it's easy to cross from here to here and then just take a minute to drive around. Whereas crossing between the dangerous sand zones, it's almost killed me 3 times where I got stuck in quicksand. I didn't like that. It made me unhappy. Let's drink the water in our catch pockets. We've got water that we're carrying as well. In one of the liter johns, we've got, yeah, like a liter. But I want to scan the areas to the northwest. Basically, uncover the map for those areas. The Haga Rift is on the right. That's where there's lots of carbon and also erythrocite, which is used to make cobalt paste. I've not yet got any erythrocite. So I will be stopping and grabbing a bunch of carbon as we go. Once we reach sort of the northern edge and start heading west. Right now we're along the eastern edge.
That was weird. I had to log out and log back in. My guns stopped triggering.
Which stopped triggering?
My guns.
Yeah, I've had that problem. It ain't just you.
I'm in a dungeon though, but I logged out. Can I get back on real quick? So.
So we're now headed west along sort of the southern edge of the rougher terrain. And I want to scan the areas to the west of here to uncover, basically map the areas. So I will be climbing to a couple of high spots and firing off probes. I still have 2 probes, right? Lens? Yes, you do. Okay, good. And we'll also be grabbing carbon when we can. That's carbon. And copper. We'll grab both. Copper is always easier to get, generally speaking. We can always go to the first map area, where there's just lots of it. Okay, we need to go a pretty good distance west to get to about there before we reach the next sort of landmark area. At which point I begin to climb. Actually, I'm better served, I think, by just waiting until I'm on my way back to grab all this stuff, because I can stick it in my bike storage. Because I have to come back this way anyway.
But that disruptor sucks.
I'm not a huge fan of the disruptor, but it will burn through shields.
I've yet to see it work super great.
I heard someone describe it as basically takes an entire clip. So yeah, I believe we can go in and then left. Well, let's stick to the outside. We know we can do that. These areas on my main character. Well, this one's getting close to my main. I spent a good hour and 20 minutes on stream working my way. I was looking for carbon more than erythrosite, and I found myself in the next tier above area. And it took me an hour and 20 minutes to find my way out from sort of this area. What I want to do here is scout out as much of this as possible. Information is good. Sort of. You know. Ish. We do win. We want to keep going north here. As you can see, lots of carbon. I will grab if I happen to run into any erythrosite, but I think that's mostly in rock. Not entirely. We're getting close to where we'll be getting off our bad motor scooter and climbing. Tell us when we reach the next map area where we need to scan. There we are, the Jabal Ifrit Al Garb. Now you have to reach a high place. To launch your probe. And that can be difficult. We'll see how close we can get on this spire. No. Back over here, please. there are a lot of bad men in there? I bet there are. Well, no one knows what it's like to be the bad man. Be the sad man. Behind blue eyes. I don't figure we're there yet, but let's find out. Probe loaded. I need 41 more meters. Trying to see where there's a level spot. I think there's one over there. Oof. That's not a lot. That's better. No, it wasn't. It wasn't better. It wasn't better at all. That might be flat enough. I think it is. There we go. We'll get our stamina back. Hey, I'm old, but my stamina is still just fine, thanks. Oh, that did not work as well as I'd hoped. Climb, Lens, climb. Thank you. Let me find a place where I can get out of the sun. I'm not having any luck finding such a place right now. That'll do. Uh, 58 more meters. Okay, that's a lot. That one's probably better for it. If I can get over there. Neither easy nor peasy. Big ship. How about now? 26 meters. I need a flat spot to stand on. Maybe there. Maybe? I'm dubious. Whoop. 6 meters. I hate my life. Ugh. All right, all the way to the top it is then. There you go. Eat that. Scanning the whole map. While I'm baking in the sun. All right, we got what we needed. There we go. We're out of the sun. How about that? You do have to be careful. You can fall far enough, as I found, or almost fall far enough, that your suspensor belt runs out of energy. That was a little scary. Don't just jump off the top of the hammer willy-nilly. That's my advice. All right, so that's one. This is the area we just uncovered. Lots of stuff and things. That's the eastern shield wall. That's the next thing we're heading for. Yes, look before you leap, even if you have a suspensor belt. That's pretty sound advice, I think. All right, we got to where we were trying to go. This is where we want to go next. I believe there is an Atreides base right there. Well, there's a base of some kind right there. I'd rather not literally drop in unannounced. That would be rude. Let me take a quick suck off my leader Johns. Ah, refreshing. What is in 100 meters in that direction? Nothing that shows up here. That's troubling to me. Base or something. Something I'd rather not have to deal with. Did I not lay down my target? I did not. There's my target, more or less. Let us go ahead and equip our sniper rifle because it also functions as binoculars. Oh, we know there's at least one dude over there. We are predicated on trying to not cause anyone any untoward upset. Because I'm not good enough at combat that I feel secure in all situations. Just saying, ha ha, I will defeat whomever. Yeah, because I won't. That is the Atreides stronghold. But I believe it is also a Canley area, which means we're not allowed to fight. It's PvE only. So even if I were sworn Harkonnen, I don't think they would kill me. I don't know that for a fact. What I do know for a fact is how difficult it was for me to get up there in the first place. That's Pinnacle Station. I would like to get to Pinnacle Station. That would be good to have a flight point. So that I can fly to that area. Sardaukar, I'm sure they're not interested in me. There's a slaver camp. Oh, crap. They're interested in me. This is the Sardaukar. Where are they? I'm running. My suggestion, should you also get semi-nabbed by the Sardaukar, is to run like a great big coward. They're mean. One time I tried fighting it out with them and very, very quickly discovered, wrong. Bad idea. Run. Run like the wind. Or in this case, drive like the wind. Or maybe pass like the wind or brake like the wind. Either of those would be fine too, I expect. We have Auroras up. Oh, I was looking at the Aurora and ran into something. Don't do that. Come on, head in that direction. I think that's it there, Pinnacle Station. It's another trading post, and you can fly from trading post to trading post, so. What is that light in the middle of nowhere there? Wrong thing. We'll grab some water, because we've got space in our leader johns. It's a poor dew harvesting time, but a little water is never going to hurt. Well, I always try to take advantage of any... When I'm out in the world and I hit a dew pocket. Just a floating light. Weird. No idea if they're shooting at me or somebody shooting at somebody else. Don't know. Not possible. Yeah, I know. Okay. Zone change. Canley, guild peace, no combat. Now we are still in the Jabal Ifrit al-Gharb. But we'll see if there's a way up here. We would like to get to there. Also, we would like to get in here and send up another probe. What can I say? Guy likes to probe. Now in the eastern shield wall. So now where we are is looking for a place high enough where we can send out a probe. We're not there yet. That was not particularly adept of me. And how short are we from being able to do that? 253 meters higher. No problem. Is that water sealed? Oyster sealed a cave? I think so. These mobs, however, are significantly higher tier than me. I do not want to fight in this area basically at all. I killed a couple of mobs in this area. They took a lot of hits. Well, basically where we want to get is there. But I'm betting that would be high enough. Why can't I not put a marker in a useful place? It was extremely difficult climbing the shield wall here. Unsurprisingly. It's a shield wall. I find myself terribly lacking in family atomics. Maybe a way up over here. Let's find out. At least to get to something's gate, I think is the name. The Atreides outpost. Maybe. Give it a shot. Somebody's house. Player. Big house in the middle of the desert. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna make it relatively easily to the Atreides. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to waste your family atomics. If there were any dew plants around, we're in the plentiful dew Helios Gate. There we are. Right, something gate. Always have your family jewels at hand? At hand or in hand? Yeah, definitely. Me too. Welcome to Atreidesville. Also, Bene Gesserit trainer. So we'll get a quest from the Bene Gesserit trainer to open up the Bene Gesserit tree on this character. Memory serves, they're over here. Sister Mesa.
Something in your body language and vibration sets you apart from anyone else I've seen of late. An interruption in the rhythmic breath of Arrakis.
Who are you?
I am Sister Mesa.
I meant Jules. Right now.
Not exactly.
Shall I turn on the under the table cam? What does that mean?
Nothing I'll elaborate on. Not to you. Not yet. But I can offer some insights into their storied abilities.
I wish to learn Bene Gesserit arts from you.
Then perhaps you'll be willing to help me. I'm forced to remain here for the moment, but there is a task I need to see done.
The missing pieces. Then I will do it.
I'm interested in texts regarding certain
On my main
ancient
character, I
prophecies
found
of
the
Fremen.
first one. The second one was in a
fragments
cave
in
filled with
particular.
people
They may be in a nearby cave.
who did not like me in the least and were significantly higher level than me. So that was bad. The Harkonnen. If you're joining the Harkonnen faction, they have a mission to drop something off in this area. Basically a faked report. No contracts available. So we're here. Okay, my objective then is to get up here and be able to launch a probe. I'm guessing the top up there will be high enough. Hi, Atreides, guys. I want to be one of you when I grow up. if I grow up. Ah, House Vernius.
The frontier is a dangerous place, stranger. Have you come all this way for business with House Vernius?
Tell me about House Vernius. So I tried to play with those guys, and they handed your... No, I handled my balls for me.
The history of our house stretches back to the ancient days of the Butlerian struggle. House Vernius has seen great heights and wearying lows.
Tell me about the Great Heights.
After our deliverance from the thinking machines, it took our world many long years to recover. Our surface habitations were mostly abandoned as we retreated beneath the surface to rebuild.
And to protect our secrets from House Rakese.
You are Ixian, so you know their hatred for us.
Ixian.
Hatred that is not entirely misplaced. We did enter secret negotiations with the Spacing Guild to win away their contract to build the Highliners. But that's business.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the ancient days.
In the days of the old empire, Ix was a rich world with deep mineral reserves. It was among the first planets to be enslaved by the thinking machines. For more than a century, our people was subjugated by the machine enemy and forced to construct their blasphemous Simek army.
Wait, the Ixians were forced to build thinking machines?
It was a bleak time in our history, but we gained much understanding of technology during our
There's
time
much knowledge of
bondage.
technology. They
And
changed.
like Prometheus stealing fire from Olympus, it was powerful knowledge we would not soon forget.
Tell me about the wearying lows. My eyes are getting blue on blue. I finished the 4th test, and my eyes are now blue on blue.
Our lowest point was the nearly 25-year-long occupation at the hands of the Bene Tleilax. Ix still
I was called them
hasn't fully
the
recovered.
Bene Tleilax. But they say Tleilax here. I think they're wrong. It's Tleilax. Trust me. Would I lie? Would. Don't trust him. He's making stuff up. He's a great big fibber. Alright, it's time for me to begin mountain climbing. Version 2. The Butlerian Jihad adaptation. Well, I doubt that Funcom's got the rights to that. If you mean like a movie version, I don't know how far Denis Villeneuve intends to go. But I'm willing to watch basically anything he puts out after Blade Runner and the 2 Dune movies. If I have a science fiction or fantasy IP I want turned into a movie, I want Denis Villeneuve doing it. Wait, this is... I don't think I can cut this. No, I cannot. That is basalt, and I think is only used for some, like, furnishing items and stuff. Alright, we will cross on this arch, I think. Go. Well, let's see. How much higher do we have to go? Wow, whole lot of spires and stuff. Oh, I'm in bad sun. That's not a smart idea to stand and admire while you're baking in the sun. Let me drink from my still pockets. Wonder what he'd do with the Thundercats? I couldn't even begin to say. It's not a, shall we say, lore with which I am familiar with anything other than the name. Let me get into the shade again, if there's any shade up here. Not a lot. That should be shady enough for me. Little shade, please. Thank you. All right. Are we high enough? We are high enough. Survey will be complete in 20 seconds. Childhood dream to see a Thundercat movie? Well, I guess childhood dream-wise, as a kid, I would have loved to have seen a Johnny Quest movie. Touchdown, the crowd goes wild. Here's our survey report. There we are. This is the eastern shield wall complete. I have no more probes, or I would keep going. House Vernius, Wreck of the Limos, Sentinel City. Take me down to Sentinel City. All right, now we just have to get home. How hard could it be? Answer, pretty hard. Time consuming, at least. Fastest way is probably just to head back to Pinnacle Station. There is another station over here somewhere. Crossroads Station, I think it is. But we will head for Pinnacle. That will be the fastest way home. But as you can see, with all these spires and everything, negotiating this area is difficult from the ground level. Am I going to be able to get out of the sun? Not really. I'll be able to get out here, I think. Nope. How about if we duck? There we go. Sometimes you just got to duck down so the sun can't see you. And back into the shade. Make sure nobody's sneaking up on me. I can hear gunfire of some sort. Because I'm going to use the Pinnacle Station, I'm not going to have an opportunity to get much more in the way of carbon, I don't think. It's fine, I can always do that later. You have to be willing to be flexible with your plans. The world doesn't always agree with them. I'm baking again. Oh dear me, that's a long way to fall. There we go. Once again, cooling off. Looked like this was a shorter drop, or a series of shorter drops anyway. All well within suspensor limits. Once again, we'll see if we can grab a little shade here. When you can get it, grab it. But sometimes you can't. And I'd rather not, you know, croak. I will drink some more out of my Hajra liter John, which is not a liter John, it's a liter and a half John. There we go. We're 450 meters away from Pinnacle Station. And a lovely shade. Current heat level is heat level 3. Don't know what the heat level 3 is precisely, other than, I believe the appropriate phrase to describe it is ass-bakingly hot. You notice I've been falling. I've been dropping lower and lower here for quite some time. That's how high up we were. I think that is aluminum. I think so. Yes, the scientific term. Ass-bakingly hot. Hotter than Satan's ballsack? I keep telling him that he should get, you know, a little more comfortable, less snug pants to give him room to breathe. But he's worried about his appearance. It's not like he's got to get capri pants, although that would be a good look for him. Venting is important. True. And here we are back in the station. Hi, this is the station. There are many like it, but how about...
Can I fly you somewhere today?
You can fly me somewhere today.
Music to my ears.
Haga
Basin is
Basin,
a pretty big place.
the Anvil,
I never miss the chance.
700
Let's
Solaris.
move before a storm rolls in.
Let's go. How you doing, anarchist zombie? My undead and yet still very political friend? Excellent. Of all of the options, good is better than most. Pardon me, on. It's not you guys, it's me. I promise. Anytime now. And we're back. Energy levels are low today. My energy levels are low pretty much every day. And I don't imagine that's going to improve without significant chemical intervention. My house awaits. Someone pointed out that it looks like a chocolate bar. I can't remember which chocolate it is that has those sort of flattened pyramidal shapes. You remember when you harvest a new kidney? If you, yeah, if that's like the real thing as opposed to like a game reference, then yes, most assuredly. Chemical intervention, you say? Ears prick up? Yeah, well. Let's see. How are we doing on our water? I don't even have any blood to deposit.
I gotta go off headset for a bit.
Okay. Advanced kidney disease. Good luck. Seriously, good luck. That both sucks and blows. I wish I had something pithy and witty or uplifting. I don't, other than good luck. Oh, he didn't pick up much stuff, which is fine. Makes you very tired? Unnaturally tired, shall we say. I expect. Get an ornithopter. That would be uplifting. Yeah, unfortunately.
Sector weather alert. A large
Crafting,
sandstorm is
vehicles. No, sorry. Research. Vehicles. So I'm going to need a buggy with the cutter ray to get enough materials, mostly aluminum, for the Scout Ornithopter. It requires 45 aluminum ingots, 14 cobalt paste, and 7 diamondine dust to make the first Ornithopter. Also, this also requires carbide scraps and industrial pumps. And that's for the most basic of the ornithopters.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
That's the assault. There's the scout. Over here, let's see. Scout Ornithopter rocket launchers, thrusters. Down here, we start getting into carrier ornithopters, which can carry just about anything, including other ornithopters. Where is the spice? Oh, sandcrawler. There's the sandcrawler for collecting spice. Goals, yeah. Long-term goals as a mostly solo player. After stream, a lot of times I'm playing in a group with another streamer, Malcolmist. And I think they've got Thopters now. They asked if I wanted one. I said no. I'm not playing actively with that group, chatting with them. But I don't want freebies. Although I probably would take a spit dart gun, which I just recently managed to get on this character, who is now what level? Up. Sorry, wrong button. I'm level 35. All right, what I want to also do here is, did I grab all of my credits from here? Yes. So what I want to do is I want to keep some money on me at all times, because a lot of things you can use your bank funds for, but not everything. What I do want to split off the extra and keep that here in case I die. I don't want to lose all of my loose change. My only complaint about the crafting is it's a bit... it needs to be wider. So, for instance, right here I've got a Cutter Ray Mark II. The higher tiers are Cutter Ray Mark III, Mark IV, Mark 5. Too much of it is very vertically siloed like that, where it's just simply higher marks for more capable stuff. And that's just not incredibly interesting. Perfectly functional, will definitely do the job, but it's just not, you know, it's not cool. And MMO design, we very much like the rule of cool. Oh, look, there's my pet, Muad'Dib. I should name him. Paul is a bit on the nose, I think, is a name for my Muad'Dib. This is my office. My bedroom. You think Arrakis is a desert. This is my bedroom. That's a real desert. I did pick up some fiber, didn't I? Did that get deposited? Must have. Let's see. We need to spin back off the sniper tool for now. Let's see. These UI elements are really not good. Got a floor rug, and a Caladan carpet. Oh, I think a nice big rug. It helps bring the room together, you know? Placement blocked by me. Okay, fine. There we go. See, isn't that nice? It's delightful. What else do we got? Let's see. Great big bullfighting statue. A little bit larger than I would like. Oh, and the Kulan statue, which is basically a mule. And the Harkonnen have one of these in a still suit. I don't think we really want to go into any details as to what's involved with that. You know? What do we got? Caladan vase, drinking glass. Oh, a drinking glass on my desk would be nice. What else do we have? Tall drinking glass. Well, who doesn't like a tall drink of water? Let's see. That is the dining plate. That's not. I don't eat at this table. This is my business table. So of course we have our booze. I mean, obviously. Platter, carafe, Muad'Dib statue, Chiroptera. I think that's bats, isn't it? Makes it a little less prisony. Yeah, you don't want it to be too prisony. Coco Chanel said that. You never have enough rugs, lamps, and shades. Coco Chanel said that, or maybe it was Coco the Clown. Are you sure those aren't the same? Aladan decorative box. Oh, that's a bit small. Doesn't seem all that decorative. But, you know, at least when I'm talking business, I can pour us both a couple of shots. We did get some more intel. Let me examine where we are on the weapons of war journey. Weapons of War 3 has opened up. We're still working on, like, Weapons of War 1. Alright, I have to kill the Karab gang leader. This one is kill Inna Hiller. She's in 10. 10 is not a nice place. I went into 10, Imperial Testing Station 10, and I'm going through and commenting, well, the other Imperial Testing Station was full of mobs. This one's empty. Wow, okay. I'll just loot it and then respawn. All the mobs respawned and I died. With all of my money on me. So I had to pick my way through. I need to kill 10 slavers for that one, okay? The 5th trial of Akal, where the earth is sundered, so that's the rift. Across the bridges of stone where the monoliths lean, always para east. So go to the eastern part of the rift. I've not been to the rift yet. Research the radiation suit Mark IV, that's much higher level. Weapons of War 3, those are higher level. Research the spice mask. Research the scout ornithopter, yeah, that's quite a ways away. Specialized fabrication. Right, I need to fabricate the artisan Kinjal. What did I need for that again? I doubt I picked up the parts I need for that. The artisan Kinjal, I need 8 more plasteel microflora. 8. I'm going to see how expensive those are. It's water harvesting time, or near enough. Let me fill my liter, Johns. I don't think it's optimal yet, but it's close. Oh. Apparently, I harvested these not too long ago, and they're not ready for me to harvest them again. This makes me sick. Coming through. You can't stop me. Big rocks can't stop me. Okay, maybe they can, actually. I'm gonna stop. No, I'm not gonna let them. I made it through. Aha! I am being followed by an ornithopter. Is that one of you showing off very effectively? Making me envious, jealous. It's fine. I'm fine. It's good. It's everything is fine and good. Don't worry. I'm not. It's so pretty, you know. All right, I needed 8. I'm gonna end up buying the wrong thing again, aren't I? Yeah, probably. I should be able to figure it out. Let's try and figure this out. That's the standard Kinjal. That's the artisan one. It's the plasteel microflora fiber. I need 8. Plasteel microflora.
Still alive. That's too bad.
If they're 250 or less, I'm good. Plasteel micro. Yeah, 8. That's 6,000 Solaris. That's more than I want to spend. I am not happy. Plasteel microfibers. No, that's micro sandwich fiber. Oh, don't tell me it's like dungeon thingies again. Aerial testing station number 2. I can get at the wreck of the Alcyon. If I can get enough, that will be awesome. So I'm going to hop another ride.
Can I fly you somewhere today?
I want you to fly me
Music
somewhere.
to my ears. Where do you want to go?
I want to go to Haga Basin.
The basin is a pretty big
Is this an
place.
MMO?
Could you narrow it down a
People have
little?
been arguing about it. I need Griffin's Reach. Yes. Yes.
Mirror's place? Yeah, Thopter's always.
People have been arguing about whether it is or it isn't. It has a lot of MMO features. It is a survival crafting game with a lot of MMO features. It's a really big map, but it's limited in size. But there are a whole bunch of these maps that are connected in the endgame map, which is a PvE/PvP map. called the Deep Desert. You can have up to 300 people in the Deep Desert fighting it out. On each of these maps, which is this big, including over here, you can have 60, I think. So it kind of depends on your definition of what an MMO is. But people have been arguing about it on, say, Reddit, back and forth for months. I consider it an MMO. Yeah, more of an MMO. It is. It's got a lot of the standard things you expect. It's got crafting. It's got skill trees that you can open up. You can equip different skills, techniques, and passives. It's got questing. Those are all MMO standard features. But it also obviously has an awful lot of survival crafting stuff. So it feels a little bit like Once Human, The Division, with the survival stuff of, like, say, Enshrouded or or V Rising. So is it an MMO? It's it's close to an MMO if it's not an MMO. It really depends on the person's definition. For me, I consider it enough of an MMO that I call it an MMO, but I'm no longer going to get into a big debate about it. I think it is. Other people don't. Their arguments are not, generally speaking, they're not in bad faith. They're not making bad faith arguments. Some of them are. Some of them just don't like Funcom, which is understandable. Funcom has a mixed history. MMO Jason, I'd buy that. Yeah. There are a lot of games that people consider to be MMOs that a lot of other people don't consider to be MMOs. And it comes down to definitions now, and people have gotten really gatekeepy about the definitions. So I'm trying to be less so. It is easy to be gatekeepy about it, though. You know, there were a number of people who were talking about, well, you can only have so many people in a map. Well, you know, Guild Wars has 60 people in a map or 80 people in a map, and Star Trek Online and Neverwinter cap out at like 38 people on a map. There are ornithopters. I do not have one yet. A minute ago, somebody flew by me and seemed to be moving at the same pace as me to the point where I thought maybe somebody in chat was taunting me for not having them. But yes, they do exist. These are the crafting tiers here. Research tiers here. So if we look, here's the vehicles. I'm in iron products, copper products, iron products, steel products. You get to aluminum, there's where you first run into ornithopters. There's, I think, 3 different kinds of ornithopters. There's Assault, which is mainly for fighting. There's Scout, which is for fast moving. And there's the Carrier Ornithopter that can carry the big harvesters, spice harvesters. And they're really nicely implemented visually and stuff. Because they are an officially licensed product, they use a lot of the visual design out of the Denis Villeneuve movies. The base storyline, in essence, the game starts with you getting a monologue from Paul, talking about how he can see all these different futures. And there is one where this takes place, where Jessica, his mom, decided to do what she had been ordered to do and to bear a daughter instead of a son. Jessica became a truth seer, saw about the betrayal, and the Battle of Arrakis did not lead to House Atreides being destroyed. So House Atreides and Harkonnen are fighting here on Arrakis, with the Emperor's Sardaukar having driven the Fremen into extinction, or more likely, vanishing into the southern desert. So there are two sides right now, Harkonnen and Atreides. Full storylines, all that stuff. I am down in sort of the starting area now because there's a relatively easy location here for me to get some crafting components I need. And frankly, I'm not confident in my combat abilities enough to go to one of the more difficult places when I can go to an easy place. Yes, it's cheesy. Yes, I'm cheesing. Knife out, shield on. I will use one of my abilities on this poor individual who has... Oh.
Identify yourself.
He's dead. Stunned him. Killed him. One of the primary ways of getting water is draining your enemy's blood. And then reprocessing at home. We have blood reprocessing at home. All right, there are certain things I'm looking for in here. Microfiber somethings. This is the equivalent of sort of a small little mini dungeon. But there are some nifty features, for instance. This has the warning or the notification that you can scan it and cut the hinges. There's some of the plasteel microflora fiber is what I'm looking for. So that's what I need. Now, I've been through here like a half a dozen times in the beta and on different characters and stuff. So, combined with the fact that I have a shield and higher level weapons and more skills and stuff, this one will not be especially difficult. I've now said that and will therefore die. That is a quest item. I've already finished the quest. No reason for me to pick it up. Over here we have lore.
Mayday, Mayday. This is Ensign Meredith commanding Alcyon. Lieutenant Likers is down. The convoy is under sustained attack. They knew where we'd be. We've lost contact with the group leader, Kytheria.
My God! Look at them all! It's horizon to horizon jet fighters out there!
Belay that chatter! We have sustained several direct hits, and we're losing trim badly. We're going to try
more
to
of those
set her down.
microfibers.
Our
Let's see.
emergency transponder is active. Godspeed, everyone.
And you'll note when I shoot my cutter ray, my shield goes off. Any kind of projectile weapon or anything, your shield will go off when you shoot. To let the bullets out. Now I know there are 3 bad guys in the next room. Not even in the next room, in this room.
Identify yourself.
There's one dead. Stunned. Dead. Oh, you sneaky little devil. And dead. Suck their blood. Okay, not really suck. More like a vacuum. got? What does the vacuum do? It creates a low pressure zone, and high pressure moves to low pressure. It's like a reverse blow. We have grabbed the purple thing that allows us through here, and we can just exit straight out into the world. We've got what we needed, but I also need more copper at home, so... I am full. My bags are full. We'll, real quickly here, we'll drop our shield. You don't want to have the shield out while you're running around in the world because Shai-Hulud hates the shield. And he will enthusiastically eat you. He really doesn't seem to care much about, you know, calories, for example. Oh, let me do a barrel roll. All right, my bags are full. Time to head back to Griffin's Reach. Take a quick flight back to the Anvil. A quick drive to home, and we will be able to make ourselves a much better knife for our knife work. I am a sword master. I'm using the knife. Knives and swords, they're both blades. A knife is just a sword with no pretensions. No inadequacies that he must make amends. Totally making that up. There's a big ship. Not sure what's actually... I think that's a Chone ship. Not positive, though. Pardon me, don't you guys? They're going to start shooting at me. I know they are. They didn't. Huh. Now, I could run across to over there, but there's always a chance I'm low on fuel that Big Daddy Shai-Hulud would want to eat my face. I'd rather not risk it for the proverbial biscuit. It's worth 700 credits for me to get the commuter shuttle. We will refuel our... They call them a bike, but it's a trike. I mean, seriously, it's a trike. Refuel? No item for refueling. Okay. I don't have it on me. That's fine. I did try to lower the number of things I was carrying in my inventory. Sadly, my biggest complaint about the game is the UI is way too console-based. They will eventually be releasing it for console. And so, in the lower right, down there, 8 items in your hotbar, and a total of 35 stacks of items in your inventory. And most of the time I'm running around with, like, 18 filled already. Really? We're on a PC. You could give us 1 through 0 plus the 2 keys next to it. Good night. And it wouldn't be that big a deal, honestly.
Can I fly you somewhere today?
I want you to fly me somewhere.
Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? The
Like a
basin is a pretty
basin?
big place.
The end.
I never miss the chance. Let's move.
Let's move. Party on. My current weapon, my knife, my Kinjal, does like 10.9 damage per second or whatever. And this one does something like 17 or 18, the improved one that I'm making. And that's what I've gone out of my way to get, is the parts I need to make the Kinjal. Because I'm doing most of my damage by far with the knife right now. How many do I have? We have 20. I think we needed like 8, something like that. My house is bonk. Hey, come on, man. My house is located in a convenient location, not far away. Right in the garage. No, the garage has 2 exits. First thing I want to do before I forget. All right, where's the fuel stuffs? Not there. Not there. Not there. There. I can't add any more items. Okay, let's quick deposit the stuff that we already have spots for. Try that again. Yay. Before I forget, because otherwise I will, we have fueled up. All right. Put that away. Need to keep this with us at all times now. We have a Kalef's Drinker Blueprint. I might be able to sell that for something. Probably not, but I might be able to. We've got 3 items that we are going to salvage, as they are partially damaged and used, and not as good as the stuff I already have. Am I putting my extra darts? Am I putting my extra darts in here? I think I was. Yep. So we will salvage the things we don't need. That is 1, 2, 3. And get them all. We got them all. One more before I forget. Want to drop off the parts. Not there. Not there. There. Now, we should have sufficient materials for our Artisan Kinjal. 16.4. My current weapon does 10.9. We're looking at a solid 50% increase in our DPS when we're doing the stabbies. The standard Kinjal is 9. This one is 16.4. It'll use water, steel, plasteel microflora, plant fibers, and blade parts. A successful evening. We got the parts we needed. We scanned 2 map areas that we didn't have. And we also picked up some other parts that we are short. So we are going to hold on to the Caleth's drinker we have, and we're going to drop it into our immediate emergency backup supplies. Oh no, this isn't the emergency backup supplies. Hold on. It's over here. If I ever get murdered, and sooner or later, Shai-Hulud's going to eat me. When Shai-Hulud eats you, or if you get caught in a sandstorm, you lose everything on you. Everything. So, having a backup weapon and a backup still suit, not a bad idea. Journey. Where were we? Not there. Not there. There we are. Weapons of war. All right. Research the standard sword. We can do that. I think we have enough research points. We can do that. The standard sword is here. Yeah. Standard sword. 5 intel points. So, weapons of war. We've researched the standard sword. We've researched the shatter gun. We've researched the disruptor, and we have researched the Kirab heavy armor. We have to make all of those. Let's see how much of the mats. We not only have to make them, we actually have to use the weapons. So for the weapons, I'll be going back to that first area because there are fewer shielded enemies. So it's much easier to use a projectile weapon to kill things over there. It's kind of cheesy, but we've already established that I have no problem with cheese. The standard Kinja... no. Where's the... I guess those are all actually made in the regular fabricator. Standard sword. It's going to take more of my plasteel microflora fibers. Not happy about that. That one needs more silicone blocks. That one also needs silicone blocks. Let's see if we can grab some silicone blocks because it's nighttime. Because this requires you to be out in the open for a bit. For this, we're going to need that and that. For these, you see that poofy white smoke area out there? That's flower sand. And that's where you get the material you need for silicone blocks. Is he coming? Is he going to try and play bad, unfriendly games with me? There's a bad man in there. Thought he saw me, maybe not. But we do have to be careful because, well, Muad'Dib could eat, not Muad'Dib, Shai-Hulud could eat us out here. Let's swap and swap. I like to go a few steps and then stop. Whether that's accurate or not, it feels like that's the proper way to approach this. And then when you've got to get the hell out of Dodge, you get the hell out of Dodge. All right. That's Muad'Dib. I mean, Shai-Hulud. Sorry, you're not Muad'Dib at all. You're Muad'Dib's a nice, harmless little mouse. You're a big, enormous, scary, freaking worm. It's just about harvesting time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this there. And where is it? That there, actually. That there. We can get some water here. Or do harvest time, but it'll fill up our leader drums just the same. This is, water becomes much less of a problem, at least here in the early game, once you've got the Dew Reaper. Going back out. How much should I get? 225. That should be enough, because that, I think it's like 5 per silicone block, so I think I should be fine. That one's a little bit scary. If I was smart, I would do it at night and I would strip myself naked. So that if I get eaten, no biggie. Alright, we move our vehicle back up there. We move these two things back into their storage for when I'm not using the stuff. Also can go in there is that. I have a probe left? I thought I was out of probes. Evidently I was not out of probes. I can say that because I was not out of probes. Oh, we have flour sand. So we should be able to make a fair number of silicone blocks. Yeah, we can make 7. Make 70. Wow. Okay. We don't quite want to make 70, but I'm not doing this for the meme. We'll do 69. The reason for that is I want to leave some in the box so that I can auto deposit. But also nice. That ought to take up some extra water out of our cistern. Oh. And we will deposit the blood we got from those poor unfortunates. I don't, feel guilty about it. They were trying to kill me. I'm just better at it than them. I did get a bunch of copper too, didn't I? Let's make some copper ingots. How about 145? What do we have in there? We have iron ingots and, whoops, steel? Copper. More copper ingots, okay. Copper ingots, nice. 4 piece picker. I don't have enough copper ingots to make another one. I currently have 32 liters of water. What's that, about 9 gallons? Something like that. I am water fat. Don't say it. We'll fill up those and we'll see. It is just about prime water harvesting time, so before I call it an evening, there's a patch of, I think they're technically primroses, up here that are the dew-gathering plants. We'll see if they'll let me harvest them. Last time I came here, they hadn't, recycled. They have. Note. I have just filled like a leader. And if you hit them every in-game day, give or take, yeah, I have filled up all of my leader johns, which were almost empty. I got about 2 liters out of that quick. Believe me, water comes a lot slower by all the other methods. At least the early game methods. Later on, you get things like a death still, where you take corpses and drop them in. They give out a whole bunch of water. All right, have we made enough copper? We have. We'll deposit our water. See if we've got time to get in a little bit more. Water is used in crafting as well, so it ain't just for drinking. You need water to make iron, make steel, and presumably make the cobalt liquid, whatever it is, and aluminum, and increasing amounts. Note, this is a poor dew harvest time as we're at the very end, and I just picked up half a liter. So even at the not so good time, you can convert it into a decent amount of water in a hurry. Yeah, that's it. Because the sun's rising and the dew is evaporating. You've got to grab it while you can. In the upper right, you can see this little dial. The yellow means we're coming into daylight. The lightest blue part means that's the perfect time to gather, with the less light blue being a good time. You can gather basically any time at night, although the yields are much, much lower. But yeah, we got about half a liter in there. So I think I'm going to call it here for the evening. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. As always, I'm very appreciative. I expect I'll be back tomorrow. I will need a day off in the next few days. I don't know when that'll be. Might be tomorrow. Might be... tomorrow is Thursday. Probably tomorrow then. But no guarantee. So if I'm off tomorrow, I'll be back on Friday at the usual times. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. With more Dune Awakening, which I am still enjoying a great deal. But that's going to do it for tonight. Again, thanks for hanging. I hope the rest of your evening goes great. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Take care, and ciao for now. Bye, guys.